The Last Archive. In the dust-choked silence of the 23rd century, Dr. Lily Chen wiped yet another layer of grime from the ancient human artifact. The small device barely the size of her palm hummed with a power that defied its age. It was an archive, one of the last remaining personal data storage units from the pre-collapse era, before the Great Silence. "Got another one," she called into the comlink, her voice echoing through the empty library building they'd designated as Sector 7's research hub. Ironskum, her partner in recovery, sheen from behind a toppled bookshelf. "Numbers keep increasing," he noted, his elf's voice ups, modulated to something like cheerful concern. "Humans were the master archivists." Lily smiled faintly as she shook her head. "Or maybe we just had too much to remember." The data accessor lit up as it interfaced with the archive. Human faces, dozens of them, flashed across its small screen. Lily recognized them from the historical records she'd studied, her ancestors. An intricate network of names, dates, events, thoughts, feelings. The sheer amount of personal data humans had preserved was staggering to her. Why would you save everything? Why catalog every moment? The archive's voice synthesis finally activated. "Welcome to Family Archives, 7382, Upsendavord genetic scan." The words were clear and distinct, with that peculiar human cadence that came from speaking with respiration. Lily cleared her throat and spoke softly. "Authentication, morbid symptoms of the Augustan decline. Verification, orange is licorice." The archive emitted a satisfied beep. "Authentication confirmed. Welcome, Dr. Chen." Ironskum's visual sensors widened slightly. Resource suspicion confirmed. Human archive systems more complex than originally thought. "Humans were paranoid exhibitionists," Lily replied as new data began streaming. The archives weren't just for themselves, they were for predecessors and successors. For the great-grandchildren who would never know them but might want to understand. As they watched terpakiadiadikrahaliat at humans taves them yarking usbin sortahals to that nothing, family gatherings, arguments, apologies, 4 generations of human experience contained in this small tracking device. This was what humanity had spent their digital age archiving, the mundane details of personal existence. The Great Silence humanity track as primary event, Ironskum noted. Human records cease in 2148. Your species just stopped communicating. "Global cataclysm," Lily replied, pointing to the archive's data stream. "It's here." The archives show the exact moment the networks collapsed. The EMP coupling took everything down. They knew it was coming, and assembly run archiving faster. "But why these?" Ironskum gestured to the devices they'd been recovering. Why would their ancestors preserve solutions digitally? Lily watched family passwords and deep architecture archives unfolding. Because humans knew that when everything connectivity lost, the personal interconnections needed still. They didn't build for digital posterity, they archived for emotional continuity. The archive began streaming a new sector data category labeled Unknown Sector 7D. Lily focused, watching as Ironskum transferred an historical human mortality map, illness outbreaks, trends, death rates over 3 centuries, and then a subspace data alert. "Deviations noted," Ironskum observed. Human archives contain chronicle data beyond standard understanding patterns. Reaction sequences correspond to biological events that remain unrecorded in basically historical archives. Lily leaned closer, her heart pounding. It's not just emotional continuity. It's genetic memory. The rest of the archive confirmed it. Reinforcements data about human ancestors' replicated habits, medical responses to environmental changes, dynastic genetic markers all running concurrently with personal diaries. Humans hadn't been saving memories, they had been saving evolutionary adaptations in decoding format. "Why?" Ironskum asked, the LF's tone shifting to genuine surprise. Humans had advanced medical systems, genetic engineering, societal theorying stability records. They didn't genetic transfer needed necessary to their adaptational cankerworm warning architectures. Because humans loved paradox, Lily explained quietly. They developed genetic markers detection while openly with him rejecting deterministic traits. They believed free preconditioned futures, while creating the tools to record and reinforce each fine-tooth suture. Devotion sequence complete. The archive activated in hidden subcommand. Lily's heart stopped as the visualized sections unfolded, human history, but accelerated, condensed thousands of years leaving within moments. And IR theory patterns unfolding in her own he believed showed understanding human responses, which emotional triggered biological adaptations to planetary changes. Humanity, as data, their shared evolution preserved in their most neglected archives. Priority mission, Ironskum relayed suddenly. Xenolith Commander update received. Recent deep scan humans detect an signal pattern within oceanic trenches submersion network structure, consistent with pre-collapse data hubs. Lily's mind raced. They didn't delete everything. They didn't digital symbols, didn't back into atmospheric replacements. Human systems kept running in bulk data centers submerged recovery. They planned for return. Irreparable system resurgence? Ironskum asked. Rebirth, Lily corrected gently. Humans loved their direct pronouncements of solitude, while spending centuries building the most interconnected existence in first landstrip technology history. They saved everything because humans knew somewhere, somehow, they'd need exactly what they were losing. As the archive finished streaming, Lily saved the data to their broader network. The ELF systems could barely citizens, vast emotional depth of these human archives. The things humans had archived, labeled simply as things that mattered, unique cellular identity. Now we know, Lily said quietly, as she surveyed the centuries of human experience unfurling on the archive. Humanity didn't disappear, they just became archive. Ironskum's optical sensors glowed thoughtfully. Resource matter unprecedented recovery. Find the other's network structure initially equality command strength loop. Lily nodded and turned to leave, the archive transferring its contents to their central system. Somewhere in the remains of their civilization, other human archives remained hidden, preserved within elaborate biological systems and contingency plans that defied defeat. And in the digital recovery centers, the great lost archive of human experience was being preserved and understood, rebuilding what was lost, and preparing for what would come next. The archive's final words echoed through the system as it powered down. Human archive is not conclusion, but continuation.